So lead generation really starts with strategy. And the strategy that is being used for a brand should be specific to the objectives for that one organization. So a few things need to be considered. One is the franchise candidate profile. What's the ideal profile that this franchise candidate should exhibit? Their experience, their capital, their backgrounds. These all need to be identified and exactly who we're trying to target for the lead generation effort. Another consideration is budget. We need to understand what is the budget amount that we're going to maintain in order to fulfill the pipeline of active candidates to meet the growth objectives. The third consideration is the growth objective itself. We have to understand what's the franchisor's capabilities, how much growth can they realistically and responsibly support. And that needs to be identified so we can put together the right strategy for that one individual brand. Now we have a lot of different clients. An example would be canine pet resorts. With canine, we're doing completely organic, where we go out and find the candidates for these brands. We are not using franchise consultants or brokers at all.
Well, I think most consultant and broker networks are really, most of the folks that are coming through their pipeline are what we kind of call corporate refugees, right? They're people who are first-time entrepreneurs who are certainly qualified to become, partners for many brands, but a brand like Canine Resorts is way too high of an investment. If they do qualify, it's often a significant financial risk for them, and they really would struggle to take the plunge and might be a little over their skis.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of ways to generate leads, and one way is to go direct to the candidate and bring in these candidates in through our process with Brand One. Another way, though, is to go directly with these franchise brokers and consultants. We know through decades of working in franchise development that leads that come in through brokers and through franchise consultants are oftentimes more prepared. They're in a position where something's happening in their life or they've got pain. They come in adequately prepared to research and investigate a franchise option, and they oftentimes become the best franchisees within a system. We've gone back and done research to see what the actual average sales that are being produced with broker-driven candidates, and they oftentimes are higher than what we would do with other lead sources. So they tend to be great candidates that are well prepared and perfectly aligned with the candidate profile. And again, each brand has unique characteristics of what they're looking for in their candidates. And we need to understand what exactly are we looking for, and then go find candidates that are going to fit perfectly that profile. And consultants help us do that, and they do it very effectively.
That's awesome. And one of the things that I just want to highlight based on what you said in terms of framing the strategy around lead generation is that we are not just out there selling franchises, right? What you're talking about is we're connecting all the dots from the overall growth strategy of the organization through every single step to ensure that we can not only attract the right people, but we can deliver on it, and so can the brand. Yeah. Right? That they have the infrastructure, because we are not about just selling franchises. We're about sustainable long-term growth and building brands that way.
Absolutely. And to have sustainable long-term growth, we need to find the right candidate with the right number of candidates at any given time for an organization. Now, understanding that with a long-term development strategy, those objectives are going to change. So what's great about Brand One is we can scale up our development teams to handle scaled growth as objectives increase or decrease over the timeline of growth for organizations.
Awesome.